Hello, my friends. How you doing? It is me, Lasty here. Welcome today to a brand new episode of The Road to Glory, FC 26 edition, episode number 38. Happy Saturday to you. The beginning of Ultimate Scream. It is finally here. Let me know if you've managed to pack anyone, or what you've unlocked from all of those crazy objectives and everything that's there at the moment. Yeah, I want to know, like, who's in your team, who's making the cut and getting into your squad for the weekend league. If you enjoyed the episode, please do me a little favor, hit me with a thumbs up, subscribe as well if you're new, and don't forget all my links are down below in the description if you want to see what I'm getting up to on Twitter, Insta, all of that good stuff. As you're watching this, there's a high chance that I will be at Portman Road watching Ipswich face off against West Brom. So another home game for me this week, which is good news. Less travel, of course. But what we're going to get up to in today's episode is a little bit of everything. We have this like daily grind at the moment that they implemented on Thursday night, and we get it sort of every day. So I figured I'd sort of start the episode off by going through a day's lot of that, telling you exactly what to do and stuff. It's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, you start with the daily bronze, put one bronze player into that, making sure that it's not like a Libertadores or Sudamericana player, because they are useful for the league SBCs that also dropped. And then you put a silver into the daily silver thing. You can do each of those 3 times or 5 times, 3 times, I think. And then you can get a daily common gold upgrade and a daily rare gold upgrade. You can do the common gold one 3 times and the rare one once, and you get a rare 5-player pack or whatever. So it's actually not bad, because it's going to turn essentially 1 bronze player and 1 silver player into extra players for your club, which then turns that into gold players for your club, which can definitely then turn that into fodder should you decide to then put them into other upgrade SBCs. So yeah, I like it. It would be amazing if this sort of thing had an objective tied to it, like a crafting upgrade type thing, but I guess maybe it's a little too early in the cycle to be given loads of extra rewards on top of extra players that we're getting anyway. So I think we should just be happy that with what we've got here, because I guarantee you some point over the next couple of weeks, however long this is out for, you will probably pack something from it, or you'll top your club up so well that you'll easily be able to complete a marquee matchups or a league SBC or whatever it is, to the point where you'll then get something better from the packs that was worthwhile. Either someone that goes into your starting 11, a couple of pieces of fodder that goes into one of the many SBCs that are out currently, or, you know, maybe a promo player or something like that. I'm sure it will happen for all of us over the next couple of weeks. Ultimate Scream is here, of course. I think for this part of the video, though, if I do pack anyone that is currently in Ultimate Scream, don't worry if they're just their regular gold version or whatever, because I think I opened up marquee matchups and the first league SBC that I've done before Friday night at 6 o'clock. So yeah, that's before the promo. But also pretty happy to get a pack there and see a Sudamericana or a Libertadores player. That is someone that is going to be useful for the next League SBC that I do, because you certainly need a whole bunch of players from a whole different bunch of leagues and stuff. So yeah, check your clubs. You might be sat on a gold mine. And also, bronze pack method right now might not be the worst thing to do, because if you do get a Libertadores or a Sudamericana player, I believe they're all going for over 1,000 coins. And yeah, like you can make money. And then also, if you were looking to get hold of a manager, you know those managers on the game that are like 5k, sometimes extinct. I'm talking Brazil, France, USA. Some of the managers from like nations that really help certain players get chem, and a lot of time they're always 5k or extinct. A lot of those are down at like 1,000 coins at the moment, because there are quite a few people doing bronze pack method. So recommended. Good shout if you're looking to pick those managers up for cheap. You never know, they might bounce back up again in terms of value, so it might even be a little trading option for you. But I'm terrible at trading, so I wouldn't listen to me on that one. We do the ratings reload number 5 SBC for a prime gold players pack. Oh, we don't see a walkout. That's a shame. I would have certainly like to have seen one from what is a Prime Gold Players Pack worth? They're like 45k, aren't they? Something like that. 84 rated Rolfo pops up. A member of the Hullet gang, of course, Club 80. But, yeah, not the most easy to link player, being Swedish and playing in the Women's Premier League. So, yeah, that is fodder for me at this point, I'm pretty sure. We're then going to complete the 5x80. Why not? It's like an 82 rated squad or something for the high potential of getting something half decent. Are we going to get something? Oh, no walkout again. That is a shame. We see an English right mid from West Ham. That is going to be Jared Bowen. Now, as I'm filming this video, it's 7:30 at night on Friday night. I'm about to go and watch what is it Leeds West Ham or West Ham Leeds? I'm assuming Leeds are at home because West Ham were at home on Monday night. So yeah, I think I'm going to go and watch that Premier League game for a Friday night, which will be quite interesting. I guess a lot of you will know the outcome of that one. We have a couple of Ipswich Evos to just top up. Harry Clark, who's got a new picture, by the way, Clarky. You got a new picture, mate. Love that. And then we also have another upgrade for Sindra Waller-Egeli. He's becoming quite the card now. We're slowly boosting him up in tiny little increments. It'll happen. We'll turn him into a beast, don't you worry. And of course, last night we also got a couple pretty nice Evos. We'll get to that in a little while, actually. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But right now, I'm going to do my first League SBC of FC 26. These are pretty much exactly the same as what we had in FC 25. Gone are the days of those League SBCs. Can you guys remember? Was it like FIFA 17 maybe? Was that the one where we would have got like the Suarez from, and you'd basically need to put the entire squad in for each club in that league. So like La Liga at the time, because Suarez was at Barca. And then you'd eventually get that one big player at the end of doing the whole League SBC. I used to love them. They were quality. And of course, they made the market fluctuate and all sorts. But yeah, I don't know how feasible they would be in this day and age. It'd be interesting, though. It'd be interesting to see if we ever got something like that. So we are onto the rewards for the League SBCs. Be cautious because not all of the rewards are tradable. You do get a couple of little tradable packs, and then the slightly better ones are all untradable. That's okay, because if you can top up your fodder or get something good, that's great. But one of the packs here is tradable, and it's quite a lot of items in there, 24 items in there. So even with the discards, you're going to make a couple thousand coins, and then there's a bunch of players to sell if you wanted to. Again, checking prices on certain players. You never know what their values are and stuff. So I was just hoping here to hit maybe a walkout from like a big group SBC. That would be nice. A little bit of fodder for the club as we have a big old decision to make on what to do in the SBC section over the next few days. There are so many options. Do I go down the route of getting that Sergio Busquets, or do I want to do the Icon SBC? Do we want Paul Pogba? I don't know which is the right choice, and it's likely to only be one out of the three. And then there'll probably be other SBCs during Ultimate Scream that I'm going to want. Where's the fodder coming from, EA? That's what I want to know. No, but to be fair, we have now got this small daily grind, which I think will end up helping us get fodder. And I noticed every day now you can do 5 of the 85 to 87 SBCs. So if the daily grind gets you a few 83s and stuff as your best packs, as your best players, you can then pop them into an 83 rated squad for a one player 85 to 87 rated. We're going to do 3 of those in this episode, actually. So yeah, we're slowly getting this way of turning a bronze player into something usable in an SBC section. And eventually we'll get there. It's going to take quite a lot of grinding, though. But yeah, I kind of like it. Now we're going to give Iron Lungs to Sindra again. I think eventually I'll be able to get him up to the mid 80s in terms of stamina, which is pretty good, I guess, for a silver card. And we head on into a little bit of division rivals, because I know that the other day I didn't manage to get as much done as I wanted to. I like to get at least over the halfway mark for the week before we go anywhere near FUT Champs, just because it means that I've got slightly less to do when it comes to like mid next week. And I think we've got a gauntlet coming up this week and stuff. So yeah, you don't want too many rivals games looming over you. And of course, this gameplay is on the latest patch, the new patch that we got a couple of days ago that the community seems to be up in arms about. I'm not noticing a huge amount of difference because I never really use the technical dribbling. But obviously I am noticing that kickoffs are severely nerfed, which is a great thing. And the AI defending seems to be a little bit more prevalent. Jockey speed is a lot quicker, of course, so that's good for manual defending. But then, yeah, the potential for a little bit of a drop back counter-attack meta is definitely there. I can see it maybe happening in the next few weeks. So I hope there's some sort of counter to that. Maybe a little buff to the R1 dribbling again, because that did take a nerf. And I would say a little buff to the outside the box shooting, whether that be with players with playstyle pluses or just in general. I'd like to see that. I think that could help out quite a bit. But for now, we're just sort of cracking on with whatever the gameplay is in front of us. There's not much we can do about it, really, is there? So we just sort of play with what we've got. And I have to say, this sort of gameplay does suit a player like me a little bit more than the previous gameplay, because I'm pretty average at the game, so you know, I'm any help I can get with defending is useful for me, and then I like to think that I'm all right going forwards. You know, we can play the passes through and make the right sort of footballing decisions in order to score our goals. So hopefully I won't stop scoring, but we can just be a little tighter at the back, which is good. And obviously, like I said, I didn't really use the R1 dribbling anyway, so it hasn't really affected me too much. So anyway, we actually get promoted to Division 3. Uh-oh, that's complete nosebleed territory. What are we doing there? I can't see that lasting very long, to be honest. And we also unlocked this player that has just been unlocked in the background, really. I didn't notice that I was getting him done. So welcome to the club, I guess. And then from that, we have we have this one little reward pack. What else have we got? I think this is the point now where we move into Ultimate Scream. Or maybe after one more match. There's one more match or something like that. Anyway, this guy's got a Baresi and a Van Dijk and a Forlan and a couple of Evo cards. And I was like, ooh, someone's been grinding out the game. Fair play. But we go 1-0 up. Rashford is there. Kind of enjoying him as a striker, you know. Working off of those wide players, getting me extra space, and then knocking it back to someone like Patry or Aitana Bonmati, who can then thread a ball through to someone like Rashford. It's working quite nicely for me, I have to say. He's enjoyable. Bonmati's very enjoyable. If she's like this good now, I wonder how good she was on the patch by the pre-patch. Apparently she was crazy good, and she has dropped a lot. She was over 400k when I packed her, and then now she's like under 300k. She's dropped loads. Any of those players of Technical Plus have done. It's a little bit wild. But now we enter Ultimate Scream. I'm finally in the latest promo, so that's good. We got a couple of cool Evos. The big fella for 25,000 coins. I could Evo an Ipswich player in this one. Could go with Jens Kayuste. I've got a few options actually, but Jens is the one that comes out looking the best. And then the free Evo that you can repeat twice. We could double Evo Jack Clark here actually. I think I might do that because he ends up going up to like an 80 or 81 or something with some really half decent stats. And that would be like a nice rare gold Jack Clark. So that would be pretty cool. Now you can see an 85, an 86 and an 87 rated squad is required for Paul Pogba, the player pick between a cam with incisive or a DM with intercept. I think I kind of want him the most. So I have this decision to make. Do I want Sergio Busquets? Do I want to do the icon? You know, like we could potentially get something great, but there's a lot of L's in there. Or do I want Pogba? Now, I think what I really want is Pogba and Busquets. That's not going to be possible, really. But I think in the meantime, Pogba is the most attainable. And I think that's where I'm going to try and put my fodder towards, or try and gain the fodder to get close to getting Pogba, and then maybe we have to spend some of our coin balance to get him finished. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So far, my head is swayed in that direction. I really would like that Sergio Busquets, and I'd love to do the roulette of an icon pack. But there's just not, on this RTG, there's just not enough ways to get fodder to do all of it. So making the right choice is the thing we've got to do. And I think, I've got a few sort of Ligue 1 players. We've got Hakimi. We're using the French goalie in Chevalier. We've got Vitinha. So maybe I can just slot Pogba in there and next to him as a more defensive midfielder. I'm pretty sure he's got like Deep Lie and Playmaker plus, and obviously Intercept Playstyle Plus is pretty cracked. So yeah, I've got a feeling that's what I'm going to go towards, but I haven't quite got the fodder for it yet, so it'll be over the next couple of episodes, I think. Now, we're just doing 3 of these 85 to 87 packs. I packed an 85, I packed an 86, and we just packed the GOAT, Lionel Messi, welcome to the club. And we also packed an 87, so yeah, they've been a mixed bag. But they cost an 83 rated squad. If you get an 85 out of that, it's not really worth it, is it? But if you do get a walkout and you get an 86 or an 87, ain't half bad as well. There's probably some promo players that also could get packed in there. I'm not sure. But yeah, we've reached the end of the episode. If you had the choice between Busquets, the Icon SBC, or Pogba, what would you choose? I'm very curious to know if you're on the same wavelength as me, thinking Pogba's the right choice or what. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Hit me with a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the episode. Subscribe as well to my channel if you're new. Don't forget all my social links are in the description box below. Have a great rest of your day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back tomorrow. We're probably going to have to get stuck into champs, aren't we? Ugh. How has that time of the week already come back around? I'm not looking forward to it. I'll see you later. Peace.